You guys ever play Connect the Dots when you were kids? Well, come on.
Connect the dots, la 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 la. Connect the dots, la 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 la.
Dot number one. Donald Trump's personal attorney, Todd Blanche, has been nominated to be the attorney general, but his nomination has been stalled because of the $1.8 billion weaponization fund that they were planning on using to, dole out money to convicted and pardoned January 6ers. Now, that fund, it's going to go away, at least for now. But what will remain is an agreement that Donald Trump and his immediate family cannot ever be audited for anything from this point going backward. Now, why would they want that? Dot number two, we have confirmation that in 2021, many of the Trump Organization bank accounts were frozen because of suspicious activity that looked a whole hell of a lot like money laundering, which is highly illegal. Dot number three, those bank accounts were frozen in 2021, but what was happening in late 2020 up until January 6, 2021? Donald Trump was fundraising big time off his supporters with the Stop the Steal movement, promising that if they would just help by giving him money, he was going to use those funds to fight all these court battles to stop all this election fraud. But that's not what he was using that money for. Let's take a look at that.
For the January 6th committee, former President Trump's fundraising efforts. The Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger of Illinois said that could be a missing piece of the insurrection investigation.
A vast majority of this money was raised and under quote-unquote stop the steal with no intention of doing anything to stop so-called stop a steal. It was all about just raising money, and people were abused that way.
Another member of the January 6th committee, the Democratic Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren, has said that the Trump campaign raised hundreds of millions of dollars from supporters over election falsehood.
Let's dig a little bit deeper.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I'd ask for unanimous consent to include in the record a video presentation describing how President Trump used the lies he told to raise millions of dollars from the American people. These fundraising schemes were also part of the effort to disseminate the false claims of election fraud.
Without objection, so
My name is Amanda Wick, and I'm Senior Investigative Counsel with the House Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol. Between Election Day and January 6th, the Trump campaign sent millions of fundraising emails to Trump supporters, sometimes as many as 25 a day. The emails claimed the, quote, left-wing mob was undermining the election, implored supporters to, quote, step up to protect the integrity of the election, and encouraged them to, quote, fight back. But as the Select Committee has demonstrated, the Trump campaign knew these claims of voter fraud were false, yet they continued to barrage small-dollar donors with emails, encouraging them to donate to something called the Official Election Defense Fund. The Select Committee discovered no such fund existed.
I don't believe there is actually a fund called the Election Defense Fund.
Is it fair to say that the Election Defense Fund was another, I think we've called it a marketing tactic? Yes. And tell us about these funds as marketing tactics.
just the topic matter, where money could potentially go to be, how money could potentially be used.
The claims that the election was stolen were so successful, President Trump and his allies raised $250 million, nearly $100 million in the first week after the election. On November 9th, 2020, President Trump created a separate entity called the Save America PAC. Most of the money raised went to this newly created PAC, not to election-related litigation. The Select Committee discovered that the Save America PAC made millions of dollars of contributions to pro-Trump organizations, including $1 million to Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows' charitable foundation, $1 million to the America First Policy Institute, a conservative organization which employs several former Trump administration officials, $204,857 to the Trump Hotel Collection, and over $5 million to Event Strategies, Inc., the company that ran President Trump's January 6th rally on the Ellipse.
Having connected those dots, I'd say it draws a pretty clear picture that Donald Trump, his sons, and pretty much everyone in his immediate inner circle are a bunch of crooks, and that anyone still supporting Donald Trump, especially those giving him money, are a bunch of fools. who never really gave a damn about corruption in the first place, as long as it was their guy doing it. The best thing about Trump and his sons telegraphing what they're worried about through this agreement with the DOJ is that it lets us know exactly where our investigations need to start.